Part 33. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 325. 323, The Powerful Heritage of the Imperial Formation Holy Land. Qin Changsheng has arrived outside the Imperial Formation Holy Land. There are many theatergoers in the distance. Sure enough, no matter which world it is in, there are always a lot of people watching the fun. What's more, this is no ordinary excitement, this is a shocking event. Wouldn't it be a pity to miss it? Zhen Huangji, come out and die. I, Qin Changsheng, have come to see you off to reunite with your son. Qin Changsheng's voice spread throughout the entire Holy Land, and other crowds lamented that Qin Changsheng was so courageous that he dared to provoke the Imperial Formation G like this. Many of them had never heard of Qin Changsheng. Changsheng, but everyone has heard of the Imperial Formation G. The Imperial Formation G, a half-step martial emperor realm expert, the way of the formation, and the saint of humanity. His strength is definitely recognized as the top 3 masters in the Imperial domain. These alone are enough to make the Imperial domain. Countless warriors among them were intimidated. But today, Qin Changsheng actually said that he wanted to kill Zhen Huangji, which made everyone watching the show think that Qin Changsheng was crazy, otherwise he would not have said such a thing. Qin Changsheng has never heard of it. What qualifications does he have to be so arrogant? Could it be that the Yaokai Holy Land is behind it? The woman next to Qin Changsheng should be from Yaokai Holy Land, right? The Holy Land of Yaokai has been destroyed for so long, and the 3 9th-grade martial emperors have already died. What kind of fighting power can they still have? These 2 people are like cockroaches trying to shake a tree, seeking their own death. I heard that the Yaokai Holy Land was destroyed by a sneak attack by the other 9 Holy Lands. It is no wonder that the people of the Yaokai Holy Land want to seek revenge from the Imperial Formation Holy Land. Qin Changsheng and Xian Yao stood in the sky. Everyone else in the flying palace was watching from a distance. After Qin Changsheng shouted, Xian Yao was not to be outdone, Imperial Formation G, when you destroyed my Yaokai Holy Land, why don't you do it today? Are you brave enough to come and see me? The Imperial Formation G is naturally ready to take action. Powerful auras burst out, not only from the Imperial Formation G, but also from Formation 8 to Formation 16. Powerful auras burst out one after another, and each breath represents the thought of a peerless powerful person. There are 10 powerful auras, that is to say, there are 10 9th-grade martial emperors in the Imperial Formation Holy Land. 10 people quickly rose into the sky and came to the opposite side of Qin Changsheng and Xian Yao. 10 half-step martial emperors, 10 strong men. These, so many, so powerful auras, are these all 9th-grade martial emperors? No, it seems to be stronger than the 9th-grade martial emperor. This is the realm of the half-step martial emperor. How come there are so many powerful masters in the Imperial Formation Holy Land? Those 9.5-step martial emperors seem to be demonic energy. The extremely pure demonic energy was 100 times, 10,000 times more terrifying than the demonic energy of the demon cultivator. When did the Imperial Formation Holy Land become so powerful? If the other 8 holy places join forces, they may not be as strong as the Imperial Formation Holy Land. The people who were originally eating melons now feel a little more scared. The Holy Land of the Imperial Formation has such a powerful strength without knowing it. This is a half-step martial emperor. Sweeping across the Imperial domain is not a problem at all. Fear, incomparable the fear and worry. The Holy Land of the Imperial Formation hides such a powerful strength. What is the plot? If the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation is ready to dominate the Imperial territory, can other holy places in the Imperial territory resist the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation? The Imperial Formation G saw Xian Yao, Xian Yao, I really didn't expect that you are still alive. But when did you hook up with a young boy? Xian Yao's face was as frosty as ice. Your avatar is as bad as your mouth. Back then you secretly united with the other 8 holy places to destroy my Yaokai holy land. Today, I want your imperial formation holy land to turn into ashes. Huang Zhenji was extremely wary in his heart. He didn't know the true strength of the two of them. He especially suspected that Qin Changshen was from the Eternal Realm and was suspected of being the martial emperor. He was wary in his heart, but pretended to be extremely arrogant on the surface. Haha, just the two of you? Qin Changshen also chuckled. Yes, your son feels the same way, although he brought 7 ninth-grade martial emperors with him and summoned your clone, he still died. After being poked in a painful spot, the emperor was extremely angry. If you dare to kill my son, I want you to bury him with him. Qin Changshen looked at Zhen Huangji. Then you take action, are you that confident? While speaking, Qin Changshen had already taken out a jade talisman. This is the jade talisman he got from Zhenkin Kaiu. It contains the full strength of a first-grade martial emperor, and its strength is naturally extraordinary. Do you know what this is? You should know how powerful the good things you got from your son Zhenkin Kaiu are, right? So, if you don't want to die, you'd better call out the demon behind you. You're not strong enough. What? Is this kid too crazy? How dare you say that the Holy Master of the Imperial Formation is not strong enough? That's a half-step martial emperor. Who does he think he is? Is Emperor Wu strong? I always feel that there are a lot of grievances between the two parties, and Jin Huangji has never made a move, as if he is really wary of the other party's strength. No, that's not the case, right? Jin Huangji is one of the top 3 strong men in the imperial domain. Then if Qin Changshen really killed Zhenkin Kaiu, Zhen Huangji would not dare to take action. Doesn't this explain it? These people have indeed discovered the problem. It seems that Zhen Huangji is really afraid of Qin Changshen. Otherwise, how could he not take revenge for the pain of losing his son? At this moment, a breath rushed into the sky. Huge power was released, the earth shook, and the holy land of the imperial formation was shaken. Not only the holy land of the imperial formation, but even the space was trembling, which was enough to show how powerful the strength was. The sky was instantly filled with intense energy. It was covered by the demonic aura. This pure demonic aura was extremely powerful and terrifying. A second-grade martial emperor who was eating melons and watching a show was instantly swallowed up by the demonic aura, and not even his body was left. Quick, run. Such powerful demonic energy, the space is actually shaking. This is really terrifying. No, this is Emperor Wu, the real Emperor Wu. It is rumored that Emperor Wu can shatter space. It must be Emperor Wu who is right. Why did the demonic martial emperor appear in the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation? Can this get the trump card of the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation? There is actually a martial emperor in the Imperial Domain. There is actually a martial emperor in the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation. Isn't this hidden strength too terrifying? Everyone who was watching the show felt bad and immediately retreated. A few hundred miles was not enough, at least thousands of miles were needed to be safe. Emperor Wu, a true Emperor Wu. There has been no such thing in the Imperial Domain for many years. People have broken through to the realm of Emperor Wu. Moreover, people who have broken through to the realm of Emperor Wu will be led away and will not stay in the Imperial Domain. The most important point is that this person does not seem to be a human. Generally speaking, even if it is a demon sect, it is demonic cultivators also look like humans. But this one is not human at first glance. Maya appeared and looked at Qin Changshen. He couldn't tell how powerful Qin Changshen was, but in Maya's estimation, the strength was at most that of a first-grade martial emperor. There is no comparison with him, Maya. You must know that Maya is also a genius in the destruction god realm that destroys the demons. He is a third-level martial emperor with powerful strength. Qin Changshen? Which divine realm are you from? Qin Changshen did not answer. He had never been to the eternal realm, so naturally he could not answer. However, Qin Changshen did not intend to answer. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 326. Qin Changshen pointed at Maya with one finger. Bold demon race, I can tell at a glance that you are not human. This world is the territory of my human race. Now that you are here, stay here forever. Maya laughed loudly, as if listening to a joke. It's just you, Maya, have been in the eternal realm for 200 years, and it has been nearly 50 years since I broke through the martial emperor realm. Just because of you. You are not from the eternal realm, and you are not the martial emperor realm, right? Maya can feel it. This world does not have the kind of vague resistance to Qin Changshen, and Qin Changshen's strength does not seem to have reached the martial emperor level. If you reach the martial emperor realm, in that realm, even if you restrain your strength, in this world, you will be repelled by the nearby space because of your too strong strength. The current Qin Changshen does not have this situation at all, which means that Qin Changshen is probably not in the realm of Emperor Wu. Even if I am not in the martial emperor realm, killing a little demon like you is enough. Maya seemed to have heard a huge joke. Qin Changshen was not a 9th grade martial emperor at all, at most half a step into the martial emperor realm. But Qin Changshen actually dared to be arrogant with him, a 3rd grade martial emperor, even if Maya took care of it now and only returned to the strength of a 1st grade martial emperor. I am even more sure now that you are not from the eternal realm. Among the hundreds of races, the human race has the lowest strength. If it were the ancient times, the human race would still have some strength. But the current human race is just letting mermaids be meat. Well, I can also tell you that this will all be over soon. When I come to the eternal realm, it will be the time when the human race rises, and it will be the end of the so-called hundreds of races like you. Maya smiled even more happily. It's a pity. Today, you are going to die in my hands. Your strength is not the strongest human race I have ever encountered, but your talent is indeed pretty good. It's worth my own hands. What do you have? Use whatever means you can. Qin Changshen finally took action. Here comes Qin. Qin Changshen held the Jiao Wei Qin and sat cross-legged in the void. The strings were not moved, as if music had already appeared between heaven and earth. Today, I composed a song called Demon Burial Song to bury you. You are the first alien I have killed. This specification is enough. When Maya saw Qin Changshen's posture, he could guess that Qin Changshen must have a special trick, otherwise he would not dare to be so confident. The way of the piano. Attack, the formation emperor doesn't care about so much anymore. With Maya here, he can't be idle. He wants to test Qin Changshen's true strength. The 9 half-step martial emperors started to attack together. The demonic energy was overwhelming, and the rules of destruction appeared, turning into swords, guns, swords, and halberds. Countless weapons flew towards Qin Changshen. The 9 half-step martial emperors also followed closely, wanting to follow up and look for opportunities to kill Qin Changshen. However, Qin Changshen plucked the strings of the piano, and a stream of light rhymed from the piano. What floated out was the power of the rules of the way of the piano. The strings were rushing, and the sound was extremely beautiful, but it also had a chilling air that made people shudder. The rays of light turned into colorful light ribbons and danced in the air. This very unreasonable scene really happened. This is the power of the rules of the way of the piano. It is colorful and extremely beautiful. The demonic energy in the sky is dissipated by the sound of the piano. It is not forced back, but directly purify the evil spirit so that the evil spirit no longer exists in the world. Kinyin is buried. The sound of the piano changes again. The power of the rules of the way of the piano is extremely powerful. The power of this incomplete way of destruction is simply vulnerable to the way of the piano. The sounds of the piano are floating in the sky, but at this moment they are beginning to gather together. Wrap all the people on the other side. Kanyan gathered lightly, and Zhen Huangji could also see that he was planning to use the power of rules to surround himself and others. The 9 puppets burst out with powerful strength and the path of destruction. The power of the rules turned into a weapon and attacked Guanjian. However, when the weapon approached Guanjian, its power was consumed and there was no trace left. The power of this Jin's way was beyond the limits of the imperial formation. And the power of Maya. According to Maya's estimation, these puppets of the half-step martial emperor should have a certain impact on the sound of the piano. However, the power of the rules of the way of the piano seems to be a bit unexpectedly strong. Neither does Maya. He planned to underestimate Qin Changsheng, but power surged out of his body crazily, and his own demon emperor bloodline was extremely powerful. And the rules of the way of destruction appeared in this space surrounded by the sound of the piano, turning into pitch-black spears. The spear is the condensed power of the rules of the way of destruction, exuding extremely powerful power. The spear of destruction can cut through the space with a slight dance, which is a bit more powerful than Xianyeo's star spear. This spear of destruction, a handful of them flew past and stabbed towards Qin Changsheng. The power of this spear is so terrifying. It can even cut through space easily. The trace left by this power is the broken space. Is this the power of Emperor Wu? Is this too strong? Can it really be blocked? This Qin Changsheng is actually a saint of humanity in the way of Qin. He will definitely have extraordinary strength when he becomes Emperor Wu in the future. It's a pity that now I have encountered Emperor Wu. With such a powerful demon martial emperor, can anyone in the imperial realm really be able to compete with him? I also have a feeling that if this spear attacks a holy place, the entire holy place will be destroyed, right? It's too strong. Qin Changsheng may die. However, Qin Changsheng is not a person who just waits to die. If you still want to resist, then I will let you die convinced. The sound of the piano, kill, 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 kill. The sound of the piano fluctuated more obviously, turning into long swords. Qin Changsheng also used the sword intention blessing of the sword, and the long swords directly moved towards the spears. The power of the rules of the avenue collides. The way of destruction that we use to destroy the demons is the strongest way. How can your so-called way of piano be compared with my way of destruction? Qin Changsheng's whole person is more sacred, the power of the rules of the avenue is more apparent, and the light emitted by the sound and rhyme of the piano seems to be filled with wisdom, extremely bright. Who told you that my way of piano is a saint of humanity? I am a true saint. Maya, if you die in my hands, you will have no regrets. The sound of the piano suddenly dropped. The authentic saint's piano way, coupled with the authentic saint's sword way, combined with the transformed long sword, easily cut through the spear of destruction. That was a spear derived from the power of the rules of the way of destruction. It was broken open so easily. A true saint, a true saint. How can you be a true saint? Even in the eternal realm, those who can become authentic saints are the mainstay of their clan, and they are all powerful men whose reputations are legendary. Qin Changsheng looked at Maya with great indifference. So, dying in my hands is the most worthwhile thing in your life. Cut. The long sword slashed down, and the powerful force shattered the space, dividing the sky into 2 halves. It left an extremely terrifying trace in the air, and this sword was about to fall on Maya. Maya roared, screaming, an even more powerful force burst out. This power is definitely not just a first-grade martial emperor. This is Maya's original strength. Although it is only temporary, this is also a real third-grade martial emperor. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 327. Qin Changshen's piano sound turned into a sword, and the rules of the sword became bones, turning into the strongest assistant. Under this sword, all things will be extinct and all ways will be annihilated. The so-called way of destruction will also be destroyed under this sword. I, Maya, am a third-grade martial emperor and the genius who destroys the demon clan. How can you, a junior like you, kill me? With all the strength of the third-grade martial emperor Maya, a weapon appears in his hand. This is a real spear. This is an emperor-level weapon. Emperor's weapon, this has never appeared in the imperial domain. Just like the Emperor Wu. This imperial weapon was an important reason why Maya was seriously injured and fell into this world. Because the imperial weapon appeared, Maya went to fight for it and encountered a strong man from the human race. In the final battle, although he was killed, the strong human race snatched the imperial weapon. However, the strong human race was not afraid of death and chose to self-destruct to drag Maya to death together. It was also because Maya was a destroying demon, and he had a layer of armor that was fused with flesh and blood, plus various he didn't die. Now, Maya had no choice. He also didn't expect that in such a world, there would be such a monster genius, an authentic saint of two kinds of ways. Human geniuses are my favorite. I, Maya, have killed many human geniuses, and you should be the most talented one. You are only the 9th grade martial emperor and you are already an authentic saint with two paths. Maya smiled sinisterly and suddenly shouted excitedly, die. A 3rd grade martial emperor, plus an imperial weapon. Even a low-grade imperial weapon is still an imperial weapon. Also, a very powerful way of destruction. No one knows how terrifying it will be if the three of them work together, and many people even doubt it will directly break this world. This strength is too strong. Qin Changshen didn't pay attention to Huang Zhenji and several other 9th-level martial emperor puppets. Those puppets were almost dead. Huang Zhenji relied on the formations the Tao, and the Tao of destruction can still be persisted. However, in front of Qin Changshen, the imperial formation is extremely dispensable, and killing Maya is the top priority. Do you want to kill me just because you have the realm of a 3rd grade martial emperor, an imperial weapon, and the means of destruction? Qin Changshen has a cold face, long hair flowing, and murderous intent in his heart. Tei divine body, give me strength. Tei divine body, powerful power appears in the body, and the powerful body seems to have an indescribable power. At this moment, Qin Changshen is like a supreme emperor, proudly coming to the world. The way of Qin. Jiao Weikan is holding him in his arms, the music of the piano flowed, making Qin Changshen look extremely graceful. He seemed elegant, but there was murderous intent hidden in his eyes, which was infinitely terrifying. The way of fire. The blood of the Fire Phoenix Emperor. The two appeared together. Although the Fire Phoenix that appeared was just at the martial emperor level, but under the fire path of the authentic saint level, this Fire Phoenix is countless times more powerful than the emperor. One wing of the Fire Phoenix is 100 feet long. With a slight wave of its wings, it appears thousands of miles away. The power of the rules of the way of fire circulates in the body of the Fire Phoenix. With its wings waving, the power of the rules of the way of fire vents out. The way of the formation. The formation mark appears, or a golden lotus holds up Qin Changshen, and other formations. The Tao mark turned into small golden lotus flowers, flying in all directions, trying to kill more than one formation in the sky to kill the martial emperor. Divine body. The blood of the emperor. The way of the sword, the way of fire, the way of the piano, and the way of the formation, an authentic saint of the 4 great ways. You can die. Blessed by the power of the 4 avenues, the flames and the rules of kendo turned into long swords, and the swords of the rules formed a sword formation, and the rhyme of the piano circulated on the sword body. In this way, a very magical scene appeared, Each sword has its own characteristics: the power of the Tao of Fire, the power of rules of the Tao of Sword, and the blessing of the power of rules of the Tao of Qin. Finally, these swords of rules displayed the sword formation, matching the power of the formation mark of the Tao of Formation. A large building outside the formation, and the sword formation cooperate with each other. It is equivalent to a double formation. The strength of each major formation can kill a first-grade martial emperor. When the double formation cooperates, the strength is not just 1 plus 1, which is greater than 2. This power, it is completely possible to destroy a holy land easily, and even if Qin Changsheng is willing, he can completely destroy 1% of the imperial territory. 2. Too strong. What kind of monster is this brother Qin Changsheng? To be able to be so strong. Are the authentic saints of the Four Great Ways about to change their lives? In the imperial realm, anyone who can achieve enlightenment and become a saint through a certain Dao, and becomes a human saint, is considered a strong person. And he, the Four Great Avenues, the authentic saint. It's so strong, I've already retreated 1,000 miles, but it still feels very strong, and this power can reach me. It is safe to be thousands of miles away. If I were within 1,000 miles, I would probably be affected by this power until I die. Such a battle is enough to shock the entire imperial domain, and even the holy places far away in the imperial domain can feel it. There is another party with the powerful aura of Emperor Wu. Although he is not Emperor Wu, his strength is simply terrifying and terrifying. Chen Wuji flying quickly through the air, heading towards the source of power, using all the escape talismans, just to hurry on. How could there be a powerful martial emperor in the imperial domain? The most important thing is that the other party is not Emperor Wu, and now it is difficult to distinguish between the two parties. Long Yaotian couldn't sit still for a long time and set off in this direction. However, even if he is a half-step martial emperor, it will probably take a few days to reach the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation across most of the imperial territory. The battle between the mighty Emperor Wu actually took place in the imperial domain. Is this direction towards the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation? One by one, strong men came out of seclusion, unable to go on in seclusion at all. This is the strong man of Emperor Wu. The emergence of such a strong man in the imperial domain means that the original balance in the imperial domain will be broken. Even, they the Holy Land will be in danger. Therefore, these 9th grade martial emperors and half-step martial emperors must go and see what is going on, know what happened, and know who this martial emperor is and who is fighting against him. Maya feels the power of Qin Changsheng, and he is a little desperate. The 3rd grade martial emperor, the imperial armament, and the way of destruction are indeed powerful. However, the authentic saint is not just a boast. It can be said that the gap in the understanding of the avenue is quite big. Humanity, the great way that a saint understands, and the use of the power of rules, is equivalent to a tenfold blessing. But if one understands an authentic saint, it is a 10,000 times blessing, as if there is a gap between man and the earth. I, Maya, will not be here, break it for me. Break it for me. Qin Changsheng looked down at Maya with a stern face, then I will let you die clearly. The way of time, start. The river of time appears quietly, submerging a person in the river of time. At the moment when the river of time appears, Maya showed a surprised look. Although the strong man of Emperor Wu is powerful, when facing the way of time, can still struggle, but no matter how hard he struggles, Emperor Wu is just a bigger fish in the river of time, and he still can't escape the river of time. Time, the way of time. Qin Changsheng said indifferently, I'll send you on your way. Finally, I have one more message for you. Anyone who offends our human race will be punished no matter how far away. In the long river of time, Maya seems to be stuck in a quagmire. Even if he exerts all his strength, he is just struggling. Qin Changsheng has passed through Maya with one sword. Thousands of swords pierce the heart, and the power of the rules of the fire was burning in Maya. Qin Changsheng flew to Maya's side, and those swords of rules had killed Huang Zhenji and others in an instant. The look on Huang Zhenji's face was still frozen in surprise when he saw Qin Changsheng using the way of time. Okay, what a powerful way of time, what a fast sword. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 328. The appearance of Qin Changsheng's way of time shocked everyone present. At this moment, their minds seemed to go blank and they were unable to think at all. It wasn't until Maya, Huang Zhenji, and others died that they slowly recovered. A warrior swallowed his saliva, afraid of alarming Qin Changsheng. It was terrifying, it was really terrifying. During this last confrontation, they all thought Qin Changsheng was destined to lose, but one trump card came out one after another. The divine body, the bloodline of the emperor, the authentic saints of the Four Avenues, and the legendary way of time. Just by doing anything, you can occupy a place in the imperial domain. However, if all of these appear in Qin Changsheng alone, this is too powerful. Too strong. Although he is not a martial emperor, he defeated a third-grade martial emperor, with imperial weapons. Is he probably the strongest ninth-grade martial emperor in the history of the imperial realm? In front of him, Zhen Huangji had no resistance at all, and he was even able to kill Zhen Huangji easily. It seems that the imperial formation Holy Land will cease to exist. For such a strong man, no one in the imperial realm could be his opponent. Qin Changsheng looked at the people in the distance. Today, I am destroying the Holy Land of the Emperor formation. Firstly, for personal grudges, I want to avenge the Holy Land of Yaokai. The second reason is to kill the demons. If we, the human race, collude with other races, we should die. Mr. Qin is right, the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation should be destroyed. Thank you Mr. Qin for killing the demons and protecting the human race. Mr. Qin is a man of great righteousness and unparalleled benevolence and righteousness. After Qin Changsheng saw it, he was also very satisfied. Although he knew that these people were only afraid of themselves because of their strong strength and were afraid that Qin Changsheng would take action against them, they would brag about themselves, but this did not prevent Qin Changsheng from enjoying the praise of these people. However, bragging is bragging. When the time comes, the resources that should be given, as well as the saints, should be sent over. No one should be missing. Qin Changsheng looked at Xianyao, Fairy Xianyao, use this as the new site of the Yaokai Holy Land. How do you feel? Although this Imperial Formation Holy Land is no better than the original Yaokai Holy Land, as one of the 9 Holy Lands, the Imperial Formation Holy Land is also very large and has a large population. It is also a relatively core area in the Imperial domain. I think it's okay to rebuild the Yaokai Holy Land based on the Imperial Formation Holy Land. The Yaokai Holy Land was destroyed that year, and the resources here have been divided among the 9 holy places. Even the old site of the Yaokai Holy Land has been spotted by other holy places. 2 8th-level holy lands were rebuilt directly there, dividing the original site of the Yaokai Holy Land. Territory. It is very simple to snatch it back now. However, the situation of the 8th grade Holy Land is not even as good as that of the Fixian Holy Land. If it wants to return to its usual scale and appearance, it will also require large-scale reconstruction. And the Formation Holy Land now seems to be fairly well protected. The battle team Imperial Formation Holy Land in the sky has been somewhat damaged and affected, but it is not a big problem. Qin Changsheng said to the warriors in the sky. 2 months later, the Yaokai Holy Land will be rebuilt, and a celebration will be held. I hope that all major holy places will come to watch the ceremony. The most important thing is, don't forget to bring a gift. If you have a saint, send over 50% of the resources of the saint and the sect. If there is no saint, send 60% of the sect's resources. The original 8 Holy Lands sent saints from each family, as well as 90% of the resources. Remember, the resources sent must be high-quality resources. I don't want weapons. If there is a saint who robbed me, I can send it over, and the resources will not be needed. Qin Changsheng told the world, and these people were stunned in an instant. I was praising you just now, how come you need resources in a blink of an eye? You also need a saint. Mr. Qin, what is the difference between what you do and that of the Imperial Formation Holy Land? Mr. Qin, although you are powerful, is it too much to do this? Could it be that Mr. Qin is planning to make the entire Imperial domain an enemy? Mr. Qin, doing this really damages your reputation. It doesn't matter what a saint is, but this is 50% of the resources. I just got rid of Zhenkin Kaiu, and now I have a stronger Qin Changsheng. Isn't this too difficult? Qin Changsheng didn't care about these comments at all, and just continued, remember them all, I only want the saint. Don't deliberately choose a woman with average talent to be a saint just to give you less resources. If I find out, I won't mind erasing your holy land directly. You cannot afford to offend the holy land of the Imperial Formation, and you cannot afford to offend me, Qin Changsheng. Of course, if you are not satisfied with my approach, you can join forces to resist me, if you have the strength. The first-grade martial emperor is basically invincible in the imperial domain. Even if Huang Zhenji, Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian join forces, they may not be their opponents. Let alone Qin Changsheng, the strength displayed is really too strong. Even the third-grade martial emperor, holding the imperial weapon, and even understanding the way of destruction, are no match for Qin Changsheng, let alone others. After saying this, Qin Changsheng did not intend to take care of it. Just wait for these holy places to send resources. Now it is better to deal with the Imperial Formation Holy Land and transform it into the new Yaokai Holy Land. You elders, core disciples, and inner disciples of the Imperial Formation Holy Land, hand over all your resources and leave on your own. These people have no choice. Facing Qin Changsheng, they have no strength to resist at all. Hand it over, I hand it over, I'll leave now. Fortunately, there was no mass killing. The core disciples, inner disciples, and elders have all left. What about the other disciples? Could it be possible to join the Yaokai Holy Land? Haha, fortunately I was not promoted to an inner disciple before, otherwise, I would have been kicked out now. Now that you have the opportunity to join the Yaokai Holy Land, you will definitely be able to soar into the sky. Qin Changsheng looked at these elders and disciples and realized that there were almost no women. Where are your female disciples in the Holy Land? Why are there so few? Qin Changsheng's face was very ugly, and the elder immediately felt something bad. Qin Changsheng is an old pervert. He just made it clear that all major holy places should send saints. Isn't this a replica of Zhenkin Kaiu? Qin, Mr. Qin. This has nothing to do with us, it's the Holy Spirit, no, it's the Imperial Formation. In the past few days, many talented female disciples, core disciples, inner sect disciples, and even many outer sect female disciples were suddenly taken away. Qin Changsheng continued to ask, do you know where you took it? We don't know this, but he probably didn't leave the Holy Land, right? Because the Holy Lord has not left the Holy Land in the past few days. Qin Changsheng thought about the existence of Maya and had a guess. I understand, Fairy Xianyao, you can handle it here. Kick these core members out and let them find their own way out. For outer disciples, you can select some to join the Yaokai Holy Land. The main thing is that the disciples of Fixian Holy Land are still the main ones. What do you think? Just follow Mr. Qin's method. Well, I'll go find that demon's hiding place in the Holy Land. You seem to be an elder, take me to the previously forbidden place, a place that is inaccessible. Yes, it is my honor to lead Mr. Qin. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 329. Qin Changsheng found Maya's original hiding place. Not only was the demonic aura strong here, but he also felt a lot of resentment. The existence of these two breaths has caused the trees here to be dead, and the surrounding area is silent and lifeless. It seems that Maya is pursuing quantity rather than quality in the short term in order to recover from his injury. Qin Changsheng took out the Jiao Wei Qin. This action instantly frightened the elders beside him. They quickly knelt down and begged for mercy. Master Qin, please spare your life. It was not me who did it, it was all done by Huang Zhenji alone. I usually don't dare approach this forbidden area. Qin Changsheng was a little speechless when he saw the other party crying and crying. Was he that scary? Just stay aside, I'm just trying to save them. Qin Changsheng was also a little emotional. This scene was really hard to accept at the moment. Today I give you the last song. I hope that there will be an afterlife. You can have strong strength and control your destiny in your own hands. Qin Changsheng sat in front of the cave with a look of pity on his face. The sound of the piano slowly came out, a touch of sadness, but it also made people gradually calm down. The flow of light and rhyme is the power of the rules of the way of the piano, integrated into the music of the piano. In the middle, streaks of colorful light are formed, purifying the nearby demonic energy, and gradually dissolving the reasonable remaining resentment. A moving piece of music, this light and rhyme does not have any lethality, but can soothe the soul. The fluctuations of the music bring comfort to people. As the music spreads out, the nearby trees are also purified and washed at this moment. They grow quietly at this moment. The original evil spirit and resentment are resolved and rejuvenated. The flowers and plants also grow again. As it grows, it exudes a green fragrance. The sound of the piano is gentle, and the flowers and trees seem to be responding, swaying slightly and making a rustling sound, forming a very beautiful scene. Let's go, things here are over, it's time for you to leave Yaokai Holy Land. Mr. Qin, you are generous and kind, thank you very much for sparing my life. Under Qin Changsheng's gaze, this elder also quickly fled the current Yaokai Holy Land, not daring to stay longer. All the original disciples of the Imperial Formation Holy Land were expelled, and the remaining outer sect disciples can screen some talents. Those who are pretty good can stay. Although Chenwuji, Long Yaotian, and others both belong to the 9th grade Holy Land and are relatively central in the Imperial domain, it does take some time to get over. It had been almost a day since he came here. Chenwuji was the first to encounter someone discussing the Imperial Formation Holy Land, and he was the first to stop. Stop, is the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation you mentioned before the battle half a day ago? The Infinite Holy Lord. Say it quickly, keep it short, and get to the point. Do you understand? Well. What happened was that Qin Changsheng appeared together with Fairy Xianyao, the original Holy Master of Yaokai, wanting to destroy the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation. However, in addition to the Imperial Formation G9 ninth grade martial emperors suddenly appeared in the Imperial Formation Holy Land. After Chenwuji heard this, he didn't feel so good. On one side was the Holy Master of Yaokai, Xianyao. Yaokai was destroyed by the 9 holy places. Xianyao actually still had the means to save his life and was still alive. This is nothing, no matter how strong Xianyao is, he can only fight 1 against 2, or 1 against 3. However, there are a total of 10 ninth level martial emperors in the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation. How exaggerated is this? The Imperial Formation has been hidden for many years, and there must be something wrong with it. Plot: if the Imperial Formation takes action, it can definitely sweep across the entire Imperial territory. Are you sure that in addition to the Imperial Formation G, there are 9 ninth grade martial emperors? Sure. The person on the side who had experienced all this immediately denied it. No. Chen Wuji's face darkened. Lied to me, tell me what happened. Another first-grade martial emperor said immediately, Holy Lord Wuji, I know this clearly. To be precise, they are 9 demon puppets of the half-step martial emperor, and they can also use some of the power of the rules of the way of destruction. Yes, that's it. Chen Wuji was terrified. The imperial formation Holy Land was so powerful that he almost couldn't control his breath. Then what? I felt the aura of Emperor Wu, and the aura of a strong man, which was no weaker than that of Emperor Wu. The martial emperor continued, what was really exciting was what happened later. There was actually a demonic martial emperor in the Holy Land of the imperial formation. Moreover, this demon clan martial emperor was still a third-grade martial emperor, and he finally took out the imperial arms and added the way of destruction. No matter which one of the way of destruction, third-rank martial emperor, and imperial arms is given to him, Chen Wuji can definitely dominate the entire imperial domain. Thinking of this, Chen Wuji's voice trembled a little. He knows the eternal world and the demonic world. The existence of the clan. When such a demon clan enters this world, who can be his opponent, that demon clan? Did he win? Is the imperial formation Holy Land planning to take action against the other 8 holy lands? No, that demon clan was destroyed on the spot by Qin Changshen, Mr. Qin. Mr. Qin is really unparalleled in the world. His divine body, royal bloodline, and 5 great ways have become holy. The way of fire, the way of sword, the way of formation, and the way of piano are all authentic saints, and the most mysterious way of time is also a saint of humanity. Chen Wuji never thought that Qin Changshen, whom he had ignored from the beginning, was the strongest. Did he destroy that demon clan? That's right, how can you stand in the way of the 5 great rules of the Great Road? That's a true saint. Chen Wuji thought, this is also the case. He doesn't know much about the power of the authentic saints and has never seen it, but they are definitely many times more powerful than the human saints. More importantly, the authentic saints of the 4 avenues, as well as the time road. Who is this Qin Changshen, and what is his relationship with Yaokai Holy Land? It's not clear what his origin is, but he is a peerless genius and very powerful. Regarding the relationship with Yaokai Holy Land, this Qin Changshen seems to be related to Fairy Xian Yao. This warrior also made a relatively intimate move, and Chen Wuji also saw through it. It was over now. With someone as powerful as Qin Changshen providing support to the Yaokai Holy Land, the Yaokai Holy Land would surely rise, and then it would be time to take revenge. Even the third-grade martial emperor is no match, and the 8 holy lands are even more difficult to fight against. What else? What's more, Mr. Qin said that in 2 months, the Yaokai Holy Land will hold a reconstruction celebration, and all holy places should go to congratulate it. If you have a saint, send her and 50% of the resources. If there is no saint, 60% of the resources will be given. Those who have offended Yaokai Holy Land, the saint, and 90% of the resources. Chen Wuji really wants to go take a look now, but if he does so at this time, it's obvious that he won't be able to draw any conclusions. Do you want to go back and prepare resources and send them over? Chen Wuji sighed with emotion. Now that the Yaokai Holy Land has gained power, he can only give in temporarily. Not only Chen Wuji, but also Long Yaotian and other holy masters of the 9th grade Holy Land have almost learned about this matter. The background of the imperial formation Holy Land deep but still destroyed. Qin Changshen's strength is astonishing, he is definitely the number 1 in the imperial domain. Yaokai Holy Land is about to rise again. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 330. Qin Changsheng has taken Shangguan Shishi to collect all the treasures and hidden goodies in the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation. As for the more general things, just stay in the Holy Land. Qin Changsheng also has a plan, that is, to use Yaokai Holy Land as his own back garden, so he naturally has to prepare some good things. Xian Yao went back first and brought everyone from Fixian Holy Land over, while Qin Changsheng took Shangguan Shishi and others to start rebuilding Yaokai Holy Land. Not to mention that it should be exactly the same as the original Yaokai Holy Land, at least it should change the style. The style of the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation must not be preserved, and Shangguan Shishi and other saints also appeared one after another and began to make suggestions and work together. The final decision was to combine the styles of Linglong Immortal Mansion and the original Yaokai Holy Land to rebuild the Yaokai Holy Land. Shangguan Shishi was finally happy about this incident. She found her master and finally rebuilt the Holy Land. There was joy here, and Xian Yao showed a long-lost smile when she returned to Fixian Holy Land. Yaokai Holy Land will finally appear in the Imperial domain again, and it will be even more powerful than before. However, other holy places are not so happy. There are so many holy places that are very depressed now. Why? Why? Everyone is 50% to 60%? What if I was immediately robbed? Fortunately, it still makes sense. What is the origin of this Qin Changsheng? He was actually able to kill Emperor Wu. The Yaokai Holy Land has risen again, and our lives may not be easy. If Yaokai Holy Land insists on taking revenge, it will be in danger. There are a lot of discussions. Different opinions. Many holy places are still very scared. This Qin Changsheng cannot be offended. Even the Imperial Formation Holy Land and Emperor Wu were destroyed. If this makes Qin Changsheng angry, it will be a disaster. We are just a small holy place, just hand over the resources and the saint and you will be fine. If you offend Qin Changsheng, it will be really dangerous. Yes, the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation has been destroyed, how can it not be awesome? Everyone in the Holy Land agrees to provide resources, right? Every Holy Land is being discussed. Time waits for no one. There is only 2 months. The Holy Land on the edge of the Imperial domain is still relatively far from the Imperial Holy Land. Time is inherently slow to come here. You have to bring things there. It will naturally take some time to be sent to the Imperial Formation Holy Land. Most of the Holy Lands feel that Qin Changsheng is very powerful and cannot be provoked. What's more, Qin Changsheng is still with Xian Yao, the Holy Land of Yaokai Holy Land, and they join forces. This you absolutely cannot resist. Of course, there are also people who doubt the authenticity of the matter and Qin Changsheng's strength. However, Maya's explosive strength in the previous battle definitely shocked the entire Imperial domain, not to mention Qin Changsheng's it is stronger than Maya and can be felt in these holy places. Qin Changsheng? A young boy appeared out of nowhere and destroyed the Holy Land of the Imperial Formation? Killed a martial emperor? Let's brag a little bit, right? That is this reasonable? This is unreasonable. Is it possible? This is obviously impossible. Where did Emperor Wu come from in the Imperial domain? Can the 9th level martial emperor defeat the 3rd level martial emperor? Why didn't you say that Qin Changsheng could destroy the entire Imperial domain with one palm? Compared to these holy lands who only knew about the matter through hearsay, they had many doubts about it. Those holy places that had seen Qin Changsheng's power basically chose to prepare quickly. Saint, get ready. Resources are ready. Some holy places even feel that they are not prepared enough. Holy Lord, do you think this is enough? The Holy Lord looked horrified. Add another 20%, and it will be raised to 70%, by the way, there are also women. The saints need someone to take care of them when they are sent there. Choose 2 or 3 female disciples with good looks and talents and send them there as the people who take care of the saints. The Holy Lord is so clever that he actually came up with this idea. That is, this time, we have to rely on Yaokai Holy Land. The Yaokai Holy Land is far more powerful than the original Imperial Formation Holy Land. Even the 8 Holy Lands joining forces are no match for them. After Chen Wuji learned about the matter, he was not in a hurry to return to Wuji Holy Land. He went to find Long Yaotian. This matter was not something he could handle alone. Moreover, judging from the current situation, the 8 Holy Lands can only advance and retreat together. Even if they advance and retreat together, they may not be Qin Changshen's opponent. This is what Chen Wuji is most worried about. Long Yaotian returned and met with Chen Wuji and the other holy masters of the 6 Holy Lands to discuss what should be done. The Infinite Holy Lord? What should we do about this Yaokai Holy Land and Qin Changshen? I see, it's all just bragging. There are 10 half-step martial emperors in the Holy Land of returning the emperor formation? How is this possible for a demonic martial emperor? That is, as long as our 8 Holy Lands join forces to destroy his Yaokai Holy Land again, how difficult will it be? The Imperial Formation Holy Land has been destroyed, and our 8 great Holy Lands should share the same hatred. If that doesn't work, if we win over a few 9th grade Holy Lands and we attack together, can he still win? Long Yaotian said in a deep voice, I went to the Imperial Formation Holy Land, and when I went there, the battle was already over. However, the remaining aura and power there frightened me. To put it simply, if it had been me that day, I would have been easily killed. Long Yaotian and Chen Wuji are now the 2 most powerful people in the Imperial domain. Long Yaotian said so, and the other holy masters were naturally silent. Holy Lord Wuji, what are you going to do? Chen Wuji sighed with emotion, although I have not seen the traces left by the battle, the aura at that time shook the entire imperial domain is enough to explain everything. It is true that Emperor Wu participated in the battle. However, it was Emperor Wu who died in the end, which also illustrates the problem. Are you, Chen Wuji, afraid? If you are afraid, you can go and beg for mercy yourself. I, Bh Wexen, will not be afraid of an unknown boy. Then you can try it yourself if you are very determined. Chen Wuji also expressed his position directly, I, Chen Wuji, accept this condition. If you want to discuss joining forces, just go ahead. Long Yaotian thought for a while, and finally made his decision, Brother Wuji and I made the same choice, so I will not participate in this matter. If you want to join forces, you'd better gather a few more 9th grade holy places. I heard that Qin Changshen easily killed 10 half-step martial emperors. Oh, were you scared out of your wits by some rumors, or were you afraid of that bitch Xianyao? Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian saw that they could no longer talk, so they chose to leave first. As for other holy places, some people were not panic at all, while others looked at Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian and decided not to. Although they resisted, they also retreated in their hearts. In fact, Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian's ideas were very simple. If someone goes to fight in the front line and try Qin Changshen's moisture, it would naturally be the best. If Qin Changshen really it was so unbearable that they could change their decision. In any case, Qin Changshen's incident caused a sensation in the entire imperial domain, making everyone in the imperial domain know the name Qin Changshen. Carat. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 331. Xianyao brought back the people from the Fixian Holy Land, and then started rebuilding the Yaokai Holy Land. With Xianyao and Liang Xianer here, it doesn't matter. As for the saint, she must be Shangguan Shishi. How could there be someone else? During this time, Qin Changshen's Linglong Immortal Mansion was also sorting out and placing some relatively general low-level resources in the Yaokai Holy Land. At that time, only relatively high-quality resources will be left in Linglong Immortal Mansion. Originally, Qin Changshen wanted to help Xianyao refine a life-extending elixir, but considering that the materials were not the best, Qin Changsheng planned to wait a little longer, and when the time came, he would bring the major saints into his residence and his alchemy strength would increase again. When all the resources of the major holy places are collected, it will not be too late to refine them. The time is approaching day by day, and some holy places have prepared resources and saints and set off immediately. Our place is relatively remote, so we'd better set off as early as possible to avoid being late and losing our holy place. Are the saints and resources ready? Go out when you are ready. Go early and feel more at ease. This grand ceremony must be an opportunity for the major holy places in the imperial domain to reshuffle their cards. If you are not careful, the inheritance of the Holy Land will cease to exist. I hope there will be no changes this time. Some are still waiting and hesitating. A Xianyeo, a young boy who doesn't know where he came from. Could this news be false? However, the imperial formation Holy Land should have really been destroyed. Otherwise, the imperial formation Holy Land should also come out to refute the rumors and declare the power of its Holy Land. It's really difficult to judge whether this is true or not, but it's really embarrassing to take away so many resources at once, and they must be high-quality resources. There are even some holy places that are planning behind the scenes. When the time comes, they will directly kill Qin Changsheng and Xianyeo and pocket all these resources. A bunch of cowards without courage. I don't believe that Qin Changsheng is really that strong. This time we have gathered nearly 29th grade martial emperors. I don't believe that there is anyone in the imperial domain who can block this power. The imperial formation Holy Land is destroyed. This time, if there are other 9th grade martial emperors who fall, then they can make more money. If the imperial formation Holy Land is destroyed, it will be destroyed. This Yaokai Holy Land must not be rebuilt. There are also Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian who betrayed our alliance and are as cowardly as rats. I think it's better to destroy them together. Each major Holy Land has its own plans and ideas. However, as time progresses, these 40 days pass really quickly, and the celebration is coming soon. Many holy places have arrived in the city near the imperial formation Holy Land, and it is very lively here. Some came to congratulate the reconstruction of the Yaokai Holy Land and to seek refuge in the Yaokai Holy Land. Some simply came here to eliminate disasters, hand over resources and saints, resolve disasters and avoid being targeted by Qin Changsheng. And some of them have other evil ideas and plan to make big things happen at this celebration. Feng Qingguo leaned on Qin Changsheng's chest and asked delicately, "Master, how many holy places do you think will come to this celebration?" Qin Changsheng shook his head. "I don't know about this, but the saint, if you say less, you should be able to get hundreds of them, right?" Shang Guan Shishi also said coquettishly, "Sir, how bad are you? The imperial territory is vast, and there are more than thousands of holy places. Qin Changsheng estimates that there will be more than 1,000 people coming to participate in the celebration this time. At least, there are about 300, so Qin Changsheng's estimate that there are hundreds of saints seems to be very reasonable." Shang Guan Shishi can also feel that the celebration will not be peaceful. After all, there are still many holy places with evil intentions. Especially the original 9 holy places, now there are 8 left. These 8 holy places will never be rebuilt so easily just looking at the Yaokai Holy Land. Young Master, the 8 holy lands will definitely look for opportunities to cause trouble in this celebration. Young Master, my master has not recovered yet, so I would like to ask young master to take action during this celebration. Qin Changsheng is confident. It can be said that Qin Changsheng has planned and waited for this celebration for a long time. Such a long time not only allows the major holy places to prepare resources, but also gives some people and some holy places time to go be well prepared. Your master Xianyeo will also be my woman sooner or later. Don't worry, I still love my woman. And this time, I have a big plan. Not only Shang Guan Shishi, but other women were also very curious and approached Qin Changsheng. Master, what is the plan? Qin Changsheng smiled easily, but with a hint of sinisterness that made people shudder. I know that there are probably many people who doubt my strength, so I plan to use the trick to let them see my current strength. He was very strong at first, but in that battle, he was seriously injured. Now I am just an ordinary 9th grade martial emperor. Qin Changshen's plan was very simple, and Shang Guanshishi quickly understood it and showed the same smile. Young master, are you planning to deliberately lure those holy places to take action against us, and then, when the time comes, you can kill all these people with evil intentions? Qin Changsheng gently scratched Shang Guanshishi's nose, as expected of my little slave girl, she is so smart. Shang Guanshishi was very excited. Young master is young master is the best. If these people dare to act rashly, we will kill them then and then go to their holy land. Yes, I don't plan to go to the eternal realm so early anyway, so I can just improve my strength in the imperial realm. By the way, let Yaokai Holy Land have time to grow and rise. Qin Changsheng really doesn't plan to go to the eternal realm so early. After all, he doesn't know much about the eternal realm now. Moreover, there are many resources of saints in the imperial domain. He must collect all the saints here, and then go to the eternal realm. The situation in the eternal realm is definitely far more complicated than that of the imperial domain, and the alien races will be more ferocious. Qin Changsheng estimates that this time will take at least 1 year. After all, the imperial realm is so big, Qin Changsheng also wants to go everywhere. Let's see. Once you leave, you won't be able to come back for a while. In this world, Qin Changsheng still has some other small things to finish. There are only the last 3 days left before the celebration, and more people. The Holy Land is nearby, waiting for the celebration to begin. It's so lively, so many powerful martial emperors have come, and so many holy places have come. That's not it. The battle that day, I estimate that more than 50 people from the Holy Land saw that battle. Can you come? I wonder what choices the 8 Holy Lands will make. I heard that the Yaokai Holy Land was destroyed by the 9 Holy Lands because it was too powerful. Now that the Imperial Formation Holy Land has been destroyed and the Yaokai Holy Land is about to be rebuilt, the remaining 8 Holy Lands should be unable to sit still, right? After all, it is a 9th grade Holy Land, so it still needs cards. All we want is not to offend these big guys. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 332. The day finally came. Regarding the plan, Qin Changsheng didn't even tell Xian Yao and Liang Xian'er in order to make it more realistic. Qin Changsheng has been waiting for a long time. The celebration has been prepared. It is a luxurious celebration. The things prepared for the reception are also excellent. They are divided into 9 levels according to the strength of the Holy Lord of the Holy Land. The auspicious time has arrived. The Yaokai Holy Land reconstruction celebration has officially begun, and all major holy sites in the imperial domain are welcome to enter Yaokai. The sound of the piano is lingering in the ears. Qin Changsheng naturally has no interest in playing the piano. Therefore, he also asked a few saints who already knew music to play music here to welcome all major holy places. Come one by one, don't be anxious, please go to the corresponding area according to your own strength, and sit wherever you want. The 2nd grade Holy Land, Galewind Holy Land, comes to congratulate you. The 8th grade Holy Land Union Holy Land comes to congratulate you. When Yuan Holy Land, the 6th grade Holy Land, comes to congratulate you. Entering the holy places one by one, these holy masters were really shocked when they saw this square and this scene. This is the Yaokai Holy Land. It is like a fairy land, completely different from the original Imperial Formation Holy Land. Moreover, the layout here is really luxurious, and the things used to decorate it are all natural materials. The items used to entertain these holy lords are also very excellent. The fruit is a very rare fruit, and the wine is also good. This sip of wine contains powerful spiritual power, not even weaker than a pill. Desserts and other food are also carefully made and take a lot of time. Yaokai is too rich, right? Having so many resources is incredible. Don't even think about it. What did Qin Changsheng do to start his business? Wasn't he just plundering other people's resources? Thinking about having to hand over the resources later, I will definitely not have any leftovers, I will eat them all. It's really lively. In just a short while, there are actually hundreds of holy places. The strongest one coming now is the 8th grade Holy Land. The 9th grade Holy Land has not arrived yet. One by one the holy lords are also chatting with the people next to them. This place is not ordinary lively, it is quite lively. Hundreds of holy lands come to congratulate. This kind of thing is very rare in the imperial territory. Even the original 10 holy lands probably did not receive this kind of treatment. Only Qin Changsheng, and only this reconstruction of the Yaokai Holy Land, have such influence. 9th grade Holy Land Wuji Holy Land, come to congratulate the reconstruction of Yaokai Holy Land. A voice came out from the sky, resounding throughout the square, attracting the attention of countless people. Many people are also looking forward to Qin Changsheng and Xian Yao's response to see how they will deal with these 8 holy places. Come, the main event is finally here. I didn't expect that the Wuji Holy Land would be there as soon as I came up. It was so lively. Yes, Chen Wuji, Long Yaotian and Zhen Huangji are the 3 powerful men in the imperial domain. These 3 holy places are also among the top 3. Are you the only one from Wuji Holy Land? Shouldn't they come together? I don't know, let's take a look. Xianyao looked at Chen Wuji's posture and knew that the other party was probably testing. Xianyao said coldly, the visitor is a guest. Please ask Holy Lord Wuji to enter through the door. Chen Wuji originally wanted to test it out, but neither Xianyao nor Qin Changsheng took action, which made him a little suspicious. However, Chen Wuji was not in a hurry and waited for Bh Wexen and those who took action first. You can wait and see slowly. Long Yaotian from Shenjiao Holy Land comes to congratulate you. Long Yaotian and Chen Wuji arrived together, and they both chose to enter through the door. These 2 people were definitely the most eye-catching. However, other than these 2 people, no one from the 6 holy places was seen. Few people have doubts. Why are Wuji Holy Land and Shenjiao Holy Land here? What about the other 6 holy places? Who knows? Will definitely come. Come, I will definitely come, but not necessarily to congratulate you. Do you still dare to cause trouble? If you haven't seen it with your own eyes, do you believe that Mr. Qin and Yaokai Holy Land have the strength to kill a martial emperor? Many people are talking in low voices. Now, they can only wait patiently for all the holy places to arrive. Anyway, the celebration has not started yet. Eat if you have food, drink if you have wine, and listen to music and watch dancing. More and more people are coming to the Yaokai Holy Land, and many people are filled with emotion. It looks like the Holy Land in the imperial domain is almost halfway there. Qin Changshen's preparations are on the highest scale, with thousands of holy places are not a problem. Now it seems that there are definitely not thousands of holy places coming to participate in the celebration. Just when all the major holy places have almost arrived, the long-awaited 6 major holy places and 10 ninth grade holy places actually show up. United together. When Chen Wuji saw this scene, he also showed a hint of relief and secretly rejoiced in his heart. Yes, that's it. It's best to test out the true strength of Qin Changsheng, and then both sides will suffer. At that time, all the resources of your holy land will belong to me. Long Yaotian remained calm and just watched quietly. There are more than a dozen ninth grade holy lands here, plus the Yaokai Holy Land, and hundreds of other holy lands, large and small. It's thanks to them that we can gather so many holy places and gather so many resources here. Overlord Holy Land Bh Wexen came to congratulate Yeokai Holy Land. Zhu Dan from Danyun Holy Land came to congratulate on the reconstruction of Yeokai Holy Land. The Holy Land of Wuchen comes to congratulate you. 17 ninth grade holy places appeared together. This is 17. It can be said that basically all the 9th grade holy places in the imperial territory have arrived. There are only a few here, and the group in the sky is the big one. Come, this time it seems that the visitors to these 17 9th grade holy lands are not good-natured. What's the use of having more? Mr. Qin is an authentic saint, especially the way of Qin and the way of formation. Isn't it easy to deal with these 9th grade martial emperors? This is true. The last Jin Huangji was really killed easily and had no sense of existence at all. There is no other way. Emperor Wu on one side and Master Qin on the other are both too strong. These holy places chose to attack at this time, fearing that they would be completely destroyed. At that time, the forces in the imperial domain will be reshuffled. Bh Wexen, carrying the holy lords of the other 16 holy lands, looked down upon all of this, Holy Lord of Yeokai. How? Still not letting go? Xianyao responded domineeringly, you are a guest, just enter through the front door. If someone comes to cause trouble, I, Xianyao, will definitely not be afraid. It just so happens that all the grievances of the past have been forgotten. Xianyao said that and was about to fly forward to fight Bh Wexen and others. Qin Changshen dissuaded Xianyao and looked at Bh Wexen and others. Today is the day when Yeokai Holy Land is rebuilt. If you are here to congratulate me, then please do as you please, follow the rules, and come to congratulate me. If you are not here to sincerely congratulate me, then please go back. When I have time, I will naturally come to the door in person and walk around. Qin Changshen's words made many people a little confused and timid. He is not as arrogant as before. The most important thing is, why is the celebration chosen now 2 months later, and why should he find a time to go there? After walking around the major holy places, it was obvious that there was something wrong with the current time. Could it be that Qin Changshen was injured in the original battle? There is such a possibility, that is the martial emperor. It is said that he is a 3rd grade martial emperor, and he also has imperial weapons, which are also very powerful in the way of destruction. Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian looked at each other and instantly understood each other's thoughts. They were both old foxes. They noticed something strange about Qin Changshen, but they both chose to stand still. Bh Wexen was extremely arrogant. Of course we are here to congratulate you, but we are only here to congratulate Fairy Xianyao, the Holy Master of Yeokai. Who do you think you are? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 333. Qin Changshen's face was extremely ugly after being mocked by Bh Wexen, and people from all the major holy places were watching how Qin Changshen would respond. Especially Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian, their attention is extremely meticulous. Qin Changshen finally couldn't help it anymore. Liang Xian'er, Xianyao, bring out the imperial soldiers and scare them. As for this Bhu Xian, I will deal with them, and I will let them know the price of offending me. Bh Wexen also continued to use his ability to ridicule, taunting Qin Changshen. A young boy who doesn't know where he came from, really thinks he is invincible? If you really have the strength of Emperor Wu, I will kill you to kill here. After Qin Changshen finished explaining what happened here, he faced nearly 20 9th grade martial emperors alone. These 9th grade martial emperors can be said to be the last backbone of the imperial domain. Once they all die here, it will take at least 100 years for the imperial territory to accumulate so many ninth-grade martial emperors. Qin Changsheng took out the Guqin without saying a word. Since you want to die, I will make it happen for you. Take action, don't let him take action. Nearly 20 martial emperors took action together. Everyone's strength is at the top of the imperial domain. Any move can shake the earth and destroy the world. What's more, there are still a few ninth-grade martial arts. Emperor understood the rules of the avenue. Various avenues came, and the power of the rules turned into a variety of attacks. Each power of the rules shook the nearby space, exuding an extremely dangerous atmosphere. The remaining power of this power of rules can frighten many martial emperors, and many martial emperors will definitely be easily killed instantly when attacked. 20 martial emperors take action together, and the power exuded by the power of the Dao rules is extremely dazzling. When these powers move in one direction, when a target is cast, it seems to tear apart the space and wipe out everything. Facing such a powerful attack, Qin Changsheng saw that the opponent's attack was about to fall on him, and he already plucked the strings. The sound of the piano turned into a light rhyme. Directly one after another Qin Yun attacks directly met the power of the opponent's various moves. The attacks of those ninth-grade martial emperors were torn to pieces in an instant when facing Qin Yin. Nearly 20 ninth-grade martial emperors were almost killed by Qin Yun. Changsheng was killed so easily. Is that all you have? Qin Changsheng's hand fluctuated rapidly, and the sound of the piano became urgent and terrifying. The power of the rules of the piano is hidden in the colorful rhyme. Although this huge power has not completely exploded, anyone with a discerning eye it can be seen that the power in this is powerful. When Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian looked at the sky, they couldn't help but calm down a little. The strength of this Qin Ji Dao is definitely at the level of an authentic saint. They easily blocked this group of 9. Emperor Pinwu's attack even had a strong residual power. Chen Wuji took a closer look and felt how powerful Qin Changsheng was. However, this power did not seem to be as strong as he imagined. Is this the way of the piano? It's really strong. This Qin Changsheng doesn't seem to have used all his strength. Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian felt that Qin Changsheng was indeed powerful, more powerful than a half-step martial emperor. However, he did not reach the level of a third-grade martial emperor. At most, he only felt like a first-grade martial emperor. The most important thing is that it feels a bit like being strong on the outside but hard on the inside. Others can't see anything, they can only see how powerful Qin Changsheng is, seeing that Qin Changsheng fought against 29th level martial emperors with one person. Mr. Qin is so strong. He can fight against 29th grade martial emperors by himself, and he is not weak at all. See it? This is Mr. Qin, he is so handsome and powerful, and Mr. Qin will not use you to make a furnace, so you are lucky. This time there were only 29th grade martial emperors. Last time, the demon martial emperor was really strong. It felt like he could destroy them all with just one blow. Why didn't Mr. Qin kill all these people with one blow this time? Qin Changsheng was also expecting this. He showed it like this, showing that his strength was powerful, comparable to Emperor Wu. But it was not so powerful that they couldn't deal with it. Qin Changsheng plucked the strings and activated the strong attack. The flow of the music exudes a terrifying aura of destruction. This power, it feels that even the full strength of the 9th grade martial emperor is difficult to resist, and everyone will be wiped out under this power. 9th grade martial emperor? I have killed too many, but you are just a bunch of trash fish. Qin Changqi has a formidable momentum, and he looks like he doesn't take everyone seriously. This extremely powerful attack, the power of the rules of the way of the piano is integrated into the sound of the piano, and the speed is very fast. It seems invisible, but its strength is very powerful. The space in the air is vibrating under the sound of the piano, as if it will crack at any time. This attack is so powerful that 29th grade martial emperors doubt whether their choice is correct. But now, is not the time to doubt, use all your strength. Resistance is the key to saving life. Just when the attack was about to fall in front of these 20 people, most of the power of Qin's Hideo's rules dissipated, and Qin Changsheng suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. This sudden change made everyone present stunned. She was shocked. Even Xianyao and Liang Xianer didn't expect such an accident. Xianyao was surprised. Qin Changsheng had been fine these days and nothing had happened. Why did he suddenly vomit blood? Liang Xianer also asked Xiang Xianyao, Holy Lord, what's going on with young Master Qin? Could it be that he was injured in the previous battle with that demon? I don't know, I'm assuming the best or the worst. I'll deal with it here, you go first and be ready to support at any time. Liang Xianer naturally knew that the situation was serious, and Xianyao couldn't figure out what the situation was. If Qin Changsheng was really injured before, then he would definitely not say that the reconstruction ceremony of the Yaokai Holy Land would be held 2 months later. But if it wasn't injured, why? Could it be that he was really injured? He has been recovering from the injury in the past 2 months, but he still has not recovered. Xianyao wanted to ask Shang Guanshishi and others about their situation, but looking at Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian, she knew that now was not the time. Qin Changsheng was injured, and the attack of 29th grade martial emperors was about to begin. Falling in front of him, Qin Changsheng barely held on. He plucked the strings, and the sound of the piano resounded throughout the world, activating the power of his bloodline. The Fire Phoenix Emperor appeared in the world, with blazing flames and the rhythm of the piano, flying towards everyone at high speed. Just you? Even the 3rd grade martial emperor is no match for me, so you guys want to overthrow me? Qin Changsheng's powerful bloodline power and the power of the law of fire exploded instantly, directly occupying a large area of the sky. This power was so powerful that it burned all the power of the martial emperor's attacks, not even a bit. There were even 2 9th grade martial emperors who were relatively weak and slow to react. They were burned to nothing by this force. Qin Changsheng was already at the end of his strength. Although this outbreak 2 9th grade martial emperors were eliminated, and 2 or 3 were even injured. However, the whole person was already exhausted and looked to be in a very dangerous state. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 334. Qin Changsheng's condition is worrying. Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian are not in a hurry. They can still sit still. Not only because Qin Changsheng is not dead yet, but also because Xianyao is staring at them both. As one of the top experts in the imperial domain, Xianyao naturally has to keep a close eye on these 2 people. Once these 2 people take action, the damage caused can basically be compared to the strength of the 20 people over there. I don't know what the reason is, but I can only hope that these 2 people can be honest and peaceful, and hope that Qin Changsheng can decide the winner. Liang Xianer has dared to go to support. Liang Xianer is a 9th grade martial emperor, and with the blood of the emperor, his strength is also extraordinary. With the addition of Liang Xianer, Qin Changsheng felt a little more relaxed. Holy Lord Wuji, Holy Lord Shenjiao, you guys should be different from them, right? Chen Wuji said with a kind face, of course, I sincerely congratulate the Yaokai Holy Land for its reconstruction, but I am different from them. The imperial domain should value peace, so that strong men of farming and reading can be born, even emperors of martial arts. Long Yaotian glanced at the shameless Chen Wuji and was very calm. I have no grudges against Yaokai Holy Land, why do you do this? Xian Yao's expression remained unchanged, but she was complaining in her heart. She was really shameless. The destruction of the Yaokai Holy Land was the result of the cooperation of the 9 Holy Lands. Now these 2 people have completely dismissed the original incident and said that it has nothing to do with them. It's really shameless at all. The situation in the air is very dangerous. With the help of Liang Xian'er, Qin Changsheng can finally cope with it. The blood of the two of them is powerful, and Qin Changsheng's way of fire is at this moment. It also burst out with powerful fighting power. The powerful flames burned everything. The power of these attacks could be completely burned by the law of fire in a short time in the face of the power of the rules of fire. The power was all destroyed. All the flames were burned down. It is conceivable that such a way of fire is powerful. However, Qin Changsheng seemed to be getting more and more difficult to resist. Xian'er, I will create opportunities. Let's kill a few weaker ones first to reduce the pressure. Good. Liang Xian'er used the power of the Emperor's blood, a fire phoenix emperor and a crane emperor. The two were flying in the air, and their random attacks were powerful. Qin Changsheng's fire phoenix emperor could also use the rules of the way of fire. In the face of the power of rules, other forces are powerful, but they are also weaker by a notch. Overlord Genji Fist. The peerless overlord can conquer mountains and rivers with one punch, and with such power, the space in front of him is shattered. This is not only pure strength and spiritual power, but also the power of rules. Qin Changsheng can also see that this is the way of strength. The way of strength is indeed rare, and it is also very powerful in improving strength. Bhwexen is now only a human saint in the way of strength, but the power of this punch is blessed by the rules of the way of strength. With this punch, the power can be increased hundreds of times. This punch is probably as powerful as a first-class martial emperor. In a pure collision of power and power, Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian are actually not very willing to fight with Bhwexen confronts each other head-on. After all, Bhwexen's power is so strong that he can really conquer mountains and rivers with one punch. He can also destroy half of the Holy Land with one punch. The power of this power is absolutely shocking. Qin Changsheng also pretended to be unable to cope with the earthquake. It's just the way of force, the way of time. Qin Changsheng activated the way of time, and time seemed to slow down. These martial emperors could all feel that time had become slow at this moment. Qin Changsheng easily dodged the attack, and the sky was filled with fire phoenixes. The rain of fire was about to fall, and these 9th-level martial emperors were still struggling, trying to break free, but they could only move slowly. When Qin Changsheng used this move, he spit out a mouthful of blood in an instant, but it was all over the sky. Under the rain of fire, these 9th-grade martial emperors were quickly devoured by the flames. The flames containing the power of the rules of the fire were unable to withstand anything except the power of the rules. Nearly 20 9th-grade martial emperors were in a blaze of flames. After that, most of them were completely destroyed by the flames. Qin Changsheng's condition became even worse, as if he would fall down at any time. Although Bhwexen's punch was very strong, in the face of the way of time, Qin Changsheng was beaten by Qin Changsheng. He and Liang Xian'er easily evaded it and couldn't hit anyone, so it would have no effect at all. Just you guys are still a little short of it. Qin Changsheng is wanton and arrogant, with a face of pride. Indeed, 29th-grade martial emperors came, but now only 7 are dead. Qin Changsheng looks very serious and will fall down at any time, but this strength is indeed its strong. As long as Qin Changsheng doesn't fall for a moment, Bhwexen and others still have to be careful. Qin Changsheng is still strong. It seems that he was injured last time and it took 2 months to recover. Even so, 13 9th-grade martial emperors were killed. It's just that Mr. Qin's condition doesn't seem right. Why didn't Fairy Xianyao take action? With Fairy Xianyao holding the imperial weapon, it should be easy to kill these people, right? Do you really think that Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian are really here to congratulate you? When the Yaokai Holy Land was destroyed, they contributed a lot. These 2 old foxes must be waiting for the opportunity. If Mr. Qin's situation doesn't change quickly, they will definitely take action. Qin Changshen also saw that these two people could still bear it, so he could only choose to go further. If the acting can't be realistic, how could these old foxes be fooled? The way of time has disappeared. It seems that you can't hold on for much longer, right? Everyone, we don't have to rush to give you a chance. We take turns attacking, draining his strength and ensuring that two people can deal with unexpected situations. Others actually also backed down, but seeing Qin Changshen's current situation, they didn't want to waste all their efforts. Now that Qin Changshen has been offended, we must do it more simply and thoroughly. What if Xianyao takes action? She is holding an imperial weapon. If the three of them attack together, we will not be able to resist her. Bh Wexen looked at Xianyao, then at Chen Wuji and others. Don't worry, Xianyao can't possibly support us here. She held the imperial weapon just to intimidate Chen Wuji and Long Yaotian. If Xianyao takes action, Long Yaotian and Chen Wuji will definitely not watch. Two old foxes. There is no other way, we still have to rely on them. Qin Changshen is also ready for the final performance, and Xianyao is also ready for the battle. Thousands of stars are coming, blessed by the power of the stars, with a spear of destruction in one hand and a spear of stars in the other. The two spears are in hand to intimidate everyone. Qin Changshen once again burst out with powerful power, and the rules of the avenue came. Qin Changshen was preparing to make a killing move, and the way of the sword appeared. The swords of the rules were formed in an instant, 7 in total, not hundreds of them in an instant like before. The scale of the long sword is indeed much smaller. However, the 7 regular swords are arrayed to form a sword array. With the way of this array, the power is even higher.